Hello, how are you? Hope you are doing fine. So, topic for today is magnetism. So, magnetism is the force, attraction, or repulsion of a magnetic material due to the arrangement of its atom, particularly its electrons. So all magnetic phenomena result from forces between electric charges in motion. What does that mean? We are going to find out in the later slides. This is a simple magnet and the lines represent the magnetic field lines that emerge from the North Pole to South Pole. So the ends of a magnet are where the magnetic effect is the strongest. So there will be the magnetic lines at this point also like this and this, but the effect of magnetic field is the strongest at this position, that are the edges or the ends of a magnet. So these ends are known as the poles, and each magnet has two poles. One is known as North Pole, the other one is known as the South Pole. So like poles repels like, and the opposites attract. What does that mean? If we bring too close together the two North Poles, both of these magnets would repel each other, but a North Pole would attract the South Pole. So as you can see in this figure, that the magnetic field of lines, the magnetic field lines are basically, as you can see, these two lines are getting a little far from each other. So in this case, as you can see, the magnetic field lines, they are emerging from the North Pole, traveling to the South Pole, and also a magnetic field is formed between these two North and South poles. But in this case, as you can see, there is a gap in these two magnetic field lines because the North Pole of this magnet and the North Pole of this magnet, they are creating separate lines, magnetic field lines, and they are not interfering with each other. In fact, they are like trying to get away from each other. So this is that, like, the in detail, that how does the magnetic field lines of both magnet, they affect when the like poles are they come near to each other, or if the opposite poles come near each other. So poles of a magnet always come in pairs. If we break down a magnet into two parts, so we will get four poles. It will become two magnets now. Okay, so it has not been shown to be possible to end up with a single North Pole or single South Pole. That is known as a monopole. Mono means one or single. So we cannot have a single pole. If we break down a magnet having two poles, so it will again, the two parts of the broken magnets will have two more, each of them will have two poles. So some theorists believe that magnetic monopoles may have been made in the early universe. So far, none have been detected. The region where the magnetic forces act is called the magnetic field. So all of the region in which you can see this magnetic field lines are is this field is known as the magnetic field. So how we can define the magnetic field direction, magnetic field vector is written. So magnetic field will always be written as B. For example, for velocity, we use V. For acceleration, we use A. For voltage, a big V. I for current, R for resistance. So these are the terminologies, rho for density, and this symbol for the pressure. So we are using symbols for every physical quantity. So for magnetic field, we will use and write it as B and with a vector sign on it. So direction of magnetic field is a vector quantity because along with the magnitude, the direction of magnetic field is also very important. So direction of magnetic field at any point is defined as the direction of motion of a charged particle on which the magnetic field would not exert a force. Magnitude of the B vector is proportional to the force acting on the moving charge. Magnitude of the moving charge, the magnitude of its velocity, and the angle between V and the magnetic field. Unit is Tesla or the Gauss. So it means that first of all, the unit for magnetic field would be Tesla. And this is the conversion factor, like there are 1000 meters in 1 kilometer. So there are 10,000 Gauss in 1 Tesla. And how we can determine the direction of magnetic field? It is defined as the direction of motion of a charged particle that could be an electron or any positive ion on which the magnetic field would not exert a force. So this will be clarified in the pictures in the next slide. The magnitude of the magnetic field vector is proportional to the, so like what does it mean? We have read a simple formula earlier in the physics of motion that was equal to F is equal to ma, the formula for second law of motion, in which we studied that force is directly proportional to the mass and acceleration. If we increase the acceleration, if we increase the force, the acceleration would increase. And if we increase the mass, it will need more force to move it. So magnitude of the B vector, if we write like B here, so it would be proportional to the force acting on the moving charge. We can write force, magnitude of the moving charge multiplied by charge. Let's write it as C for now. And the magnitudes of it, velocity, the velocity of the charge. And the angle between the V and the magnetic field. So it would be equal, so it would be proportional to 4 things. So the formula of magnetic field would be dependent on these 4 terms. So let's see what the exact formula is. Okay, this slide shows field lines around a bar magnet, field lines around a magnetic sphere. Okay, just field lines of a repelling bars. Okay, field lines of attracting bars. So we have already done this. So I think we are going to see the formulas in next slide. So we'll just wait for it. So atoms themselves have magnetic properties due to the spin of the atom's electrons. So I told you like earlier about this, that in any atom there are electrons and they are spinning every time they are in their spinning motion. So for example, these are 3 electrons and they are constantly spinning. So if all of these 3 electrons are spinning in the same direction, we will have a strong magnetic field. But if some of the electrons are spinning in one direction and others are spinning in other direction, so that will cancel out the magnetic field. And so basically, the magnetic field depends upon the spin of the electrons. So group of atoms join so that their magnetic fields are all going in the same direction. These areas of atom are called domains. So in a magnetic material, most of the electrons of all atoms, they are spinning in the same direction. So that is why we have strong magnetic properties in some materials, and in some materials we do not have any magnetic properties. So if a material atoms, if the electrons of any material, they align they align on the same spin, we will have a good magnetic field. Then in this diagram, you can see that there are in these different domains, electrons are like having a different spin orientation. So these spins cancel out each other. But if they are exposed to an external magnetic field, all of these spins align and we will have a good magnetic property or magnetic field here. When an unmagnetized substance is placed in a magnetic field, the substance can become magnetized. This happens when the spinning electrons line up in the same direction. So an unmagnetized substance looks like this. And if this substance was magnetized, so all of the black poles would be on one side like this. So all of these small poles would have been in the same direction and same orientation like this. While a magnetized substance look like this. As you can see, this is shown in this diagram. So to break a magnet, drop it, heat it. This causes the domains to become random again. So if you will simply break a magnet with a hammer, it will not be demagnetized. It will again form two poles with each broken part. So if you want to like break the magnet, you first of all drop it and then heat it. So by heating, the spin of the electrons would be altered and it would change. So this is how we can unmagnetize any material. How we can make and break magnets in most materials. If you add energy to the electrons, you can get them to move and realign. Can you think of ways to add energy to electrons? How can you make a magnet? So these are just some questions. So this is a simple magnet. And if you want to draw the magnetic field lines around a bar magnet, what you can do is place a compass anywhere in the magnetic field and it would align like this. It would point to the north pole because in this magnet, the magnetic field lines would be acting like this. So it would align according to the magnetic field line. So if you place a compass in all of these positions, it would be pointing in these directions. So if you like match all of these columns, all of these arrows, you can make the magnetic field lines around a magnet. The direction of the magnetic field at any point is tangent to the magnetic field line at that point. So this is what tangent means. I told you about the terminology tangent when we were discussing the circles. So magnet material that can both attract and repel other magnets. Iron is most common pole part of the magnet where the force is the strongest. This is just a summary. Metal material that is often attracted to the magnet and good electrical conductor. Horseshoe magnet. There are like several types of magnets: horseshoe magnet, U-shaped magnet, simple bar magnet. And we have already discussed it that Earth is also a magnet. So we are just going to skip this one. So yesterday I was telling you that sometimes the Earth magnetic poles flip. This happens every 500,000 years or so. So probably uh, it is expected that the Earth poles would someday shift from north to south and south would become north. So what would happen? That is a discussion for another lecture. Okay, and we're just going to skip these because we have already done the Earth poles. So the sun has a magnetic field too. It extends far above the sun's surface. Other planets in the solar system have also these magnetic fields. So not just Earth, other planets also have the magnetic field. When a charged particle enters a magnetic field, an electric force is exerted on it. If a charged particle moves at an angle to the magnetic field, the magnetic force acting on it will cause it to move in a spiral around the magnetic field lines. So what does it mean? We will discuss it in detail in some later lecture of the magnetism. So that's it for physics part today.